ReFraction started a couple of years ago with Kaushik coming up with an idea and writing a story, and 5 months ago it changed pace. We started building everything pretty much from scratch.
When you start with a story, you've got these loose ideas that are all just floating around in the air, and I feel it's like you start peeling different layers of this thing that you're sculpting, and then you realize, that's what I was trying to say. And
he was very passionate about trying to understand the connection that there is between Indigenous Australian and Indians.
I know 3 words that connect our people with the people of India. The first one is Jara, is the Earth Mother. In ancient Sanskrit, it's Dara, or Bhujangi is the Serpent Mother. In ancient Sanskrit, Bhutangi. We say here for the shaman is called the Kundarilini, and Sanskrit is Kundalini.
when I was learning about this story, I came across Kath Walker's work, and we actually managed to get her direct descendants to be part of this film. And so our lead actress is the great-grandchild of Kath Walker, and we also have her grandchild, Joshua Walker, who's the songman and medicine man of the Quandamooka people. I realised obviously there was a strong maternal love element which was drawing me to this story. And the Quandamooka people have a curlew story which relates to the mother spirit.
But up the front is the curlew bird with the big eyes guiding the way back to your place in the sky world.
Heath is representing the Australian Aboriginal culture around the world. He plays the didgeridoo. You know, his life is about being Indigenous. And but in this film, he loved the screenplay because it was exactly the opposite. He had to try to discard the heritage to be able to be something else.
I don't think I've ever filmed anything like this before. Like some of those scenes where the stakes are so high, I think, was really good for me that I've got that feeling now. But yeah, Mirko is really awesome like that. Sort of just to talk you through, and then yeah, it makes it sort of easier.
And he took on that challenge amazingly. And what captured me was his subtext and his expression. It just worked. From day one, when I saw his audition piece, I thought that's the man. Kalina, wow. We had Amanda Grillini on the monitor, Nicole Burke, our continuity person, and they both were tearing up, other performers, just on this split. She was so powerful.
Well, I was really young when my grandmother passed away. I've been brought up, you know, reading all her poetry, and she's just one of my idols. She's a very strong woman. There's a lot of powerful meanings and all that throughout the film, so you just want to do it justice and make sure everything's on point.
She blew me away. And her role initially wasn't so prominent, but when we saw her and we met her and there was an opportunity to do this with her, we just increased the stakes for this character and made it more relevant, and I'm so glad we did. So glad. Location wasn't tough, but was quite demanding because I was flying up from Melbourne to try to find places. Kaushik was trying to go around.
I thought it was tough. I thought it was real tough.
I think the challenge of getting a one shot fits all it might not be realistic.
I mean, I definitely want to make it look like, you know, the Outback.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like the Outback.
Okay, location was really tough. I guess the most challenging part of the location is that we needed to contain the trouble. That didn't happen, so the budget had to stretch, and we ended up shooting parts of this on the Sunshine Coast and most of the rest in the Redlands, with Redland City and in Quandamooka country on Stradbroke Hub. The biggest prop was the boat. We were trying to get our production designer to actually build it.
Building the boat, that's my biggest task really. And I'd be happy for any suggestions, or if you see something. I always thought maybe a wreckers.
And she was panicking a little because you know, it's not easy to build a boat. Her assistant Esther found this old boat that was in this shipyard. It was sitting there for 15 years. The owner of the shipyard couldn't get rid of it, and he thought the angels came down from the sky when we were there saying, "Can we take this boat away?" art department was very happy, although they had to smash the boat up and just take only a little piece of it.
So once the camera stops rolling and we move into post-production, there's a few specialities that sort of roll through. So you give the footage to an editor, and they will come up with a story, and they'll help tell the story. They'll deal with the timings. They'll pick shot selection.
Mirko came here, and the rough cut took pretty much a couple of days. We were so happy. Picking up the best takes was so easy. The performance was just unbelievably amazing.
After that, it generally comes to someone like me, who's the grader, and I will beautify the images. So the DP has already done an amazing job on this film, and it's my job then to, one, make the shots coherent, but also make them have a particular type of look that fits the narrative. And then after it sort of goes through that, it ends up going to an online guy, and the online guy does the effects. They do fix-ups and clean-ups, things like scar replacements or paint-outs, and then generally at the same time while the grade is happening, in conjunction, an audio guy will be doing the sound mix.
I feel in terms of sound, this film is quite unique. It actually accompanies the spiritual element, the spiritual feel.
So I guess the goal today, guys, is to lay down the bed tracks.
We have 4 different music artists that have composed original score for this. I can't wait for people to hear this music, and it will be available on the website as well for anybody that wants to get to know this artist.
And then the final process is mastering, which is pasting everything together and sending it out.
Cut!
That was superb. You're not going to beat that.
Oh, yeah, amazing. Thank you.
Feeling the magic.
It was a philosophy for us for this film that we have created an ecosystem, and this ecosystem needs to be filled with people that want to be in that ecosystem and to be part of that philosophy. And
Very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That is a wrap.
I hope all of this magic is going to translate in the heart of the people watching it all around the world, because this is not just an Australian film. This is a film for the world, a film for humanity.